Hey everyone, Skull902 back here for another part of Donkey Kong Country 2. Now, before we get into Crocodile Cauldron, I do want to show this off. This is Funky's Flights, or more specifically, Funky's Flights 2, with a kick-ass fucking theme song and everything. Like I mentioned last time, you have to pay in banana coins to actually use the Funky's Flights. Again, like, paying with banana coins is like the way you fucking do things in here, but it's a good way to get around and, you know, choose a world that you want to go to and whatnot, perhaps grind. And it's funny I mention that because this level is fucking great for grinding, and it's because of that box right there, that secret box that's on the top of the entrance for Hothead Bop here. Gets you a green 3-up balloon, and again, that's what I used for you know, whenever I started up a new recording session and had to go back and collect lives and all that. So very helpful, Funky's Flights is, and very helpful is that box here at the beginning of this level here in World 2. Speaking of which, I am gonna go back to a point that I made in the first part, but that'll be a little bit later, because I just want to talk about the second world and whatnot, because I imagine I'm gonna be doing most of this fucking part just fucking rambling. And like, I really fucking love the volcano aesthetic that Rare did in here. Like, Rare had some fucking great artists working on their games, and I think that it's also complemented by the fucking beautiful score by David Wise. The musical genius returns for this game, and he would return, of course, for many more games in the future. We have a new animal buddy. This is Squitter. Squitter the spider. Squitter cannot directly jump on enemies. Instead, he shoots web projectiles, but he can also make web platforms. And that's what the indicators by his spawn box were showing. Y is for the projectiles, A is to make platforms with Squitter. But something that people don't really show off in their LPs is that if you want to, you can make a web platform directly underneath Squitter by pressing the L and R buttons. It is very fucking useful. In fact, I'm going to use it here. I just jump up and, you know, sometimes if you have some momentum to you, you can, like, lose your place and whatnot, but I find that making the web platforms with, you know, the L and R buttons is a very useful trick. Also, don't be a stupid me. There is a DK coin up above those bananas and stuff. You just gotta keep going further upward. Again, I'm just a moron. But that's what I wanted to mention about Squitter, that, like, no other LP mentions. I don't think a lot of people know it, but I learned that somewhere. Wouldn't be able to tell you where, but Squitter, not only the projectiles, not only just being able to, like, make platforms, but he can also do a helpful and do platforms right underneath him when you're jumping. So very helpful, very useful animal buddy. One of my favorites in the Super Nintendo trilogy. So Squitter, he's a good dude. Squitter is a good dude for absolute sure. We'll be visiting Clubba's kiosk in the first extra part, Swanky's Bonus Bonanza, like I said in part 6. And I guess for another DK coin that I missed, there is a bonus barrel off to the far left at the very beginning, or far right, Jesus, at the very beginning of this level. I swear my directions are just completely fucked. My directional awareness is not been retained with age, but at the very far right, at the beginning of this level, you can do a rolling jump, and it will get you a bonus barrel, and then again at the very far right of the bonus level, there is a DK coin for you to collect. So, you know, I don't know where everyone in the game is, but I do know where some of them are after having recorded this and, you know, done a bit more research and whatnot. I think the one in Hothead Bop I do eventually get on this save file, but it was because, like, I was just kind of fucking around in the level or something. So, you know, if there's any discrepancies in the number of DK coins that I get in the footage, it's probably because I, like, discovered one later and didn't really think to keep the number the same for the sake of consistency. I think that's how it went anyway. But now that I'm, like, you know, done mentioning that, except for this little tidbit, again, I'm sorry, the one in Canon's claim here is the only one before the Lost World where the DK coin is inside the bonus levels. Or the bonus room, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So, that's just a little fun trivia bit. But now that I'm actually definitively done talking about that, and that I'm in control of her, I do want to get back on the point that I was going to make with Dixie, because I did kind of cut myself off at the end of part 1 to talk about the boss. I didn't get a chance to say everything that I wanted about Dixie Kong. But, you know, like I mentioned before, she was a replacement for Candy Kong, and I'd say that it worked out for the better of the series, because, you know, again, like, Dixie is like a badass character. She can, you know, get into the adventure just as much as, you know, Donkey or Diddy or, you know, any of the other Kongs that take a sort of active role in the series. Instead of Candy, who's just kind of fucking creepy, at least in her first appearance. But I find it very interesting because not only is Dixie just a better character, but like, she had more prominence because, you know, again, spoiler alert for this fucking 20-plus-year-old game, but Dixie has more appearances. Candy doesn't appear in Donkey Kong Country 3. In fact, Dixie is the star of Donkey Kong Country 3. Though the North American commercial would really like to make you think otherwise. Speaking of creepy, but I'll get to that when I get to the DKC3 extra video. Probably in, like, 2047. Whenever the fuck that happens. Quickly, this is Clapper's debut here. He's one of the, like, static level animal buddies. He appears in one more level in World 6. And his function is to, like, cool down or freeze water. So this is like boiling hot water, and in order to, you know, make it swimmable, you jump on Clapper's back, and you know, he's got you. So that's it about Clapper. Related to Darkside Phil. Anyway, but like the whole point about Dixie Kong here is, like, it's a little surprising after she had more prominence in the series, as well as just, again, being a better character than Candy, but, like, in certain tie-in material, namely the animated show, Candy Kong is the one that gets presents, mostly. Like, in the Donkey Kong Country cartoon, like, Dixie is a character who appears, but she doesn't do anything except for, like, one episode. And she's only, like, marginally important to another episode, which I would like to summarize right now. Oh, yes. TV show summaries are coming back, so if you liked that about my Super Mario 3 LP, then you're in for a treat. And if you hated that about my Super Mario Bros. 3 LP, I'm sorry. But the episode where she has like a marginal sort of deal of importance is the episode Kong for a Day, which I personally very much enjoy, just like the series in general, because it's so fucking stupid. Basically, the plot is, I guess every year, the citizens of Congo Bongo, the show's version of Donkey Kong Island, or actually, no, because the Kremlings kind of like live on a section there too, so whatever. Congo Bongo is the land that they're like fighting over, but every year they have like a ceasefire day. So everybody's celebrating that, but K. Rool gets the idea to break the temporary truce by making everybody think that Donkey Kong's being an asshole to them. And what I love about this is, like, nearly every one of K. Rool's schemes is so fundamentally flawed in some aspect. Because of, like, you know, obviousness, but nobody catches on. So the first thing that he does is, while he's formulating this plan, his first course of action is while Candy Kong is like going up to talk to Donkey Kong, he like slips a banana on the floor, or a banana peel rather, and makes Candy like trip. But like Donkey Kong is right fucking there. K. Rool should absolutely be in his field of vision from the angle that he's looking at. And there's Candy walking along, and K. Rool from, like, behind but to the left, and I mean the left this time, like, he slips the banana peel, but Donkey Kong doesn't notice it. And then Candy gets fucking mad at Donkey Kong and, like, breaks up with him over a goddamn banana peel. And that's another thing, like, Candy Kong is such a bitch in this show. Why is she like the prominent female character? Dixie got a raw deal, man. But like that happens. So that should have been very easily noticeable by Donkey Kong. And then the second thing is like K. Rool convinces Donkey Kong to go surfing. So that he can enact his next plan of action. And his next plan is to have DK like borrow Funky's favorite surfboard so that K. Rool can steal it. And you may be wondering, well, how's he gonna steal it if Donkey Kong is surfing? That's what I'm fucking wondering too. But apparently his plan was to have Donkey Kong like ask Funky to borrow his surfboard, and then Donkey Kong just kind of forgets the idea of going surfing and he just goes swimming instead. He leaves the surfboard behind. So he could have just said, Donkey Kong, why don't you go for a swim? And try to find a way to get Funky's surfboard some other way. I don't fucking know. It's just weird and dumb like that, but I love the show anyway. So again, Donkey Kong goes swimming, surfboard goes stealing, now Funky's mad at DK. Donkey Kong then talks to Diddy and Dixie about it, and like this is one of Dixie's super rare appearances in the show. And it's probably my favorite scene in the whole episode. Aside from one thing that I'll mention a little bit later. So, he's like, "Aw, man, guys, Candy's mad at me, and now Funky too? I don't understand, I didn't do anything." And, you know, Diddy and Dixie, they're good pals. They try to, like, encourage Donkey Kong, and, you know, things will get better, DK. And all that, but Diddy has some kind of business to attend to, so he leaves. And so Donkey Kong continues his venting with you know, Dixie as his counsel of sorts. And then K. Rool's next plan goes into action. Apparently, Clubba, who is one of my absolute... Or not Clubba, Crusha, rather. Crusha, who is one of my absolute favorite characters in the show. He is a sweetheart. He is purity. Oh boy, Squawk Shaft. Beautiful name for a level. I will explain Squawks when he comes by, but Crusha can do a perfect impression of, like, anybody. So K. Rool's like, do your Donkey Kong impression. So, like, he goes in, sneaks in on the conversation that Donkey and Dixie are having. And like Video Game Donkey pointed out, he starts to speak, like, right behind them, but in such a frequency that Donkey Kong can't hear it. And he starts, like, putting the moves on Dixie Kong, which is kind of, like, fucked. 'Cause, I mean, I don't know what their ages are supposed to be, but I always figured that, you know, Diddy and Dixie were, like, kind of kids. So, like, you know, Crusha's just all, like, in his Donkey Kong voice, he's just like, hey there, little Dixie Doodle, you interested in pedophiles or whatever? And then, you know, Dixie is understandably a little miffed about it. And again, Donkey Kong can't hear this, fucking somehow, because he's right there. And then she's like, I'm telling Diddy what you said. And then Crusha, like, taunts her about it in his Donkey Kong voice. But what she should have fucking realized, Squawks, I'll get to you, what she should have fucking realized is that, like, she's turned around when he starts doing this, and starts walking back to Donkey Kong. But Crusha is still, like, leaning out from behind the tree. She should have fucking seen him. She should have absolutely fucking seen him. So again, it's another, like, fucking weird-ass flaw in this plan, but somehow it works. Diddy and Dixie are now mad at Donkey Kong. Let me take a break from the summary to explain Squawks here. He is very different from the first game. In the first game, Squawks was a, you know, one level only beacon of light. You know, he was a baby bird, just, you know, holding on to a lamp of sorts, a lantern, or whatever, to, you know, help guide you on your way through a very dark level. We do get an animal buddy like that in the third world named Glimmer, but, you know, that's not Squawks' function. Squawks can freely fly, and he shoots, like, eggs or nuts or whatever at enemies by pressing the Y button. And I think an interesting attention to detail with Squawks is that, like, when he's carrying the Kongs, you can actually feel the weight. You know, it feels heavier carrying two Kongs as opposed to just one. So I think that that's, like, very interesting way to handle the gameplay. It can get kind of frustrating at points. But still, like, a good attention to detail by Rare. Rare was really good at that type of stuff. So, before I continue the plot summary of this Donkey Kong Country episode, because I absolutely need to, I want to talk about the boss, because, you know, that's relevant. This here is Cleaver. Cleaver is a living sword, as you can no doubt tell. Basically, the point is to avoid his attacks and hit him with the cannonballs. I did a stupid with Dixie there. And now, not only is she mad at Donkey Kong, but she's mad at me. Clearly, because she's a real creature. I don't know where I'm going with my insanity. But basically, just, you know, it's back and forth. You gotta go to both sides and just try to make sure that Cleaver doesn't hit you like a moron, like he did me. For his first couple of hits, he just pops out of the lava, and then for his last 3, he, like, floats around, and whatnot. You gotta throw the cannonball at him, and just, again, try to avoid his attacks. It's a little harder to do, when, he's out of, the lava and not just, like, throwing projectiles at you. So that's basically that boss battle. So again, just to, like, very quickly go through the rest of this Donkey Kong Country episode, because I don't want to go too overtime. The next thing that happens is, like, General Clump, he sends out a bunch of claptraps to eat up Cranky's house, which makes Cranky mad. It happens while Cranky's sleeping, and they leave behind a banana peel. So when he calls Donkey and Diddy to the house in order to, like, be informed on what happened, he's like, "There's a banana peel here. It was obviously you, Donkey Kong." Because I guess, like, Donkey Kong is the only one that eats bananas around there. It doesn't seem like hardline evidence to me. And in fact, Donkey Kong brings up a good point, because the banana wasn't finished. It was a half-eaten banana. Donkey Kong is not a food waster. He wouldn't do that shit. But as a punishment, Donkey Kong is exiled to like a snowy wasteland, and Diddy is named the new future ruler of Congo Bongo, which makes Diddy really happy because in, like, the beginning of the episode, he was like, "Oh man, I have no future," and whatnot. So Donkey Kong gets dropped off, and then he's all sad in the snowy area and sings, like, the best fucking song that the show ever produced. I'm Nobody's Hero. Go have a listen to it instead of listening to me talk about it. It's a fucking great song. And then, like, the final thing that happens is Rool is like, "I'm going to replace all the barrels in the barrel works with TNT barrels, and now that Donkey Kong is gone, that little pipsqueak Diddy isn't going to stop us." It's fucking great. So he, like, raids the barrel factory. Cranky's like, "Hey Diddy, you gotta get to the barrel factory. Fuck you." Then Diddy swings on his way there while performing an assault on my ears. I mean, a song. And then, like, oh no, it's too much for him. The Kremling army intimidates Diddy. After which Diddy says his classic catchphrase, "Gloops, I made poops," and then he just shits all over the floor. So Cranky's like, "Donkey Kong, you gotta get back here." Donkey Kong swoops in, saves the day, and it's just a beautiful episode. I think everybody realizes afterward that Donkey Kong wasn't behind all the buffoonery and the trickery and everything that they had been led to believe was his fault, and all is forgiven. So the day is saved. Rool can go fuck himself. Everybody's happy. But yeah, that's the episode Kong for a day. It doesn't make any sense in terms of Rool's plots, what with the open, glaring flaws in them, but I'm surprised that he got as close as he did to taking over Congo Bongo, and it still manages to be enjoyable anyway. So just wanted to express my love for that episode. But for the next part of Donkey Kong Country 2, I'll be going through World 3, Krem. Hope that you join me there. I have been Skull902. Thank you for watching and have yourselves a wonderful day.